Hello, today I'm here to talk about the famous entrepreneur whom I admire the most. The brand which I choose is Starbucks and its CEO is Howard Schultz. Today I want to share with you the inspiring story of Howard Schultz, the man behind the Starbucks, the world's largest coffee house chain. His journey from poverty to building a global brand in perseverance, vision, and empathy. Howard Schultz grew up in a poor housing complex in Brooklyn, which is in New York. His father was a truck driver with no health insurance or job security. When his father was deeply injured on his job, the family had no income. The painful experience shaped Schultz's belief that business must care for their employees. After college, Schultz worked as a salesperson and discovered Starbucks when it was still a tiny Seattle shop selling coffee beans. He joined the company but soon realized it could be so much more. That was the thought with his vision. He could change a small shop into a big legacy. On a trip to Italy, he saw coffee bars. There was not just a place to drink coffee, but community hubs where people gathered. He dreamed of creating that experience in America too. But the founders of Starbucks didn't share his vision. Why? Because they could have given it to a thought, but they didn't. They refused to turn Starbucks into a coffee house chain. They still refused even more office came. Undeterred, Schultz left and started his own cafe called Journey. Raising money at first was a huge challenge. Over 200 investors rejected his ideas, yet he persisted and never diminished his thoughts in pursuing his own company. In 1987, he bought Starbucks from the founders and merged it with his own cafe. Schultz built Starbucks around not only great coffee care, brewing drinks, but also great employee care. He offered healthcare benefits and stock options to the part-time workers, something unheard of retail industry and food industry at the time. This helped Starbucks grow from just 11 stores in 1987 to over 30,000 stores worldwide today. However, Schultz's story teaches us that setbacks and rejections are not the end. It could turn over a night too. They are part of the journey. With a vision, resilience, and sense of purpose, you can turn even a simplest idea like a cup of coffee into a global movement. There are three things which I have learned from this story is his desire, his self-motivation, and his passion. Without desire, he could never turn this company into lasting legacy of a trademark in coffee industry. Without his passion, he could never achieve of his own ideas of building a company or a startup. Without his self-motivation, he could even easily rejected a thought of building his own company. But he motivated himself and just deprived himself from doing bad things and focused only on building his own company, like starting our own journey in a bad pathway could lead us into a great way ahead of us. Thank you for giving me this topic and a chance to speak about the famous person I inspired most. Thank you once again. I am deeply honored to talk about Starbucks and its journey about Howard Schultz. Thank you once again.